Thank you for joining me today. We are going to talk about Genesis and the menu label feature and the menu label reports, using those to show calories and other required nutrients in order for you to comply with the new restaurant menu labeling laws, which went into effect May 2018. Some of you aren't required to comply and might just want to show calories. We will also talk about that during this tutorial. This tutorial does assume that you are somewhat familiar with Genesis and with creating recipes. For those of you who haven't used Genesis before, it might not be a bad idea to check out the recipe tutorial at some point, just so you can see how the recipes we used are created. For this example, I'm going to use recipes that were created, but we have a really extensive database. So it's possible that some of the foods you want to add to your menu already exist within the database. Okay, let's get started. Go to New and choose Menu Label. We're going to call this one Sample Cafe Menu. Notice over here that you can assign this menu label to a group. You can add notes or include an attachment. I'm not going to be talking about that in this tutorial, but we do have other tutorials that address all of these if you're curious. Okay, click OK, and then what I want to do is configure my screen to show calories, to show a column of calories. I just like to see it as it comes up, okay? So I'm going to go to the Home ribbon and select Preferences. On the food list entry columns, we can see the ones that are checked here show up on this screen, but I also want to show calories, so I'm going to click Edit and then select Calories and click OK. Okay, now I have a column for calories. I am going to organize my like items by category. That's something that this program offers. So this menu is going to have sandwiches, pies, cakes, and drinks. To create a category, right click and select New Category. Now we're going to rename this category. So double click it and type the name pies in there. Notice that this box is checked, this Show Calorie Ranges box. I'm going to leave that checked so I can talk to you about it later, and then click OK. Before I add the other categories, I'm going to go ahead and enter my items in here. So I highlight the category and go up here and search for lemon pie. Remember, I've already created the recipe for this pie, which is right here, and go ahead and double click on that to enter it. It automatically comes in as one serving. When you create a recipe, for those of you who don't know, you set a serving size or a number of servings so the program knows what one serving equals. This recipe is expanded to show the ingredients that I used as well, and I can see the calorie amounts for those if I want to. Otherwise, I can close it up. Before I show you the other categories, I'm going to enter my remaining pies. Strawberry rhubarb pie and my pumpkin pie. Once again, we see at a glance here the calories for each piece of pie. Now I'm going to go ahead and enter the remaining categories. So I'm going to put on here cakes and beverages. And I'm going to enter the rest of my recipes. Again, the process is highlight the category, perform a search, enter the item, and keep doing that until you are finished. This is the finished list. I didn't want you to have to sit through me putting every single thing in. Okay, so the calorie range I wanted to talk about before, in some cases, not this one particularly, but a combo meal would be a good example where you have, you can have different sizes of fries or different sizes of soda or different main ingredients. Like I can get a hamburger or chicken nuggets. You can use a calorie range to comply with the regulations rather than show individual calorie amounts for each possible permutation of the combo meal. Once again, if you want more information on this, there is a tutorial. Once you have your items entered, you might want to add prices to them, which I do. So to add a price to this lemon pie, for example, I'm going to double click it and enter $4 as my price. Again, we can keep doing this for all of the items that we want to do this for. and then the price will show up on your report. When you finish entering all of your prices, your next step is to view the menu label report. So click the button. What you see here are the calories plus the rest of the list of required nutrients that have to be available upon request. This is useful, again, for complying with the regulations. And that's why, we have that option automatic. If you unclick it, then the report shows what you have selected in the nutrients to view option. In this case, it's the default program list. Nutrients to view are what I have configured to show up on all of the reports in this program, not just this one. But I want to show you how easily it is to just show, calories and price, for example. To go over here to the home ribbon, select nutrients to view, and select modify. Now, this is the current list of nutrients that appear on all the reports. Click edit. Again, we only want calories, so quickly remove everything by pushing here, and then add calories back. Click OK, and choose save as. We'll call this calories only. Now, when I return to my report, only calories are shown. So I can show or hide price. I can show allergens. I can show characteristics to this lemon pie, for example, has been added to the vegan characteristics group, and that will show up here. So there's various ways that you can configure this. You can also change the colors on it, and I'm not going to go over that here, but there are, as you can see, different options, different nutrients to show, a lot of ways that you can modify this for your needs. Now, again, there are only a few required nutrients. And that's what this report shows, the standard nutrients report. It's only the required nutrients. You can't modify it. There are no extras. You can't change the color or anything that's shown on this report. So that's a really quick, easy way just to get a plain, no frills report of your required nutrients. And that then concludes our tutorial. Thank you.